Support comes from Soaring Heart Natural Beds, where concern for the health and safety of sleep now extends to everything from curbside pickup and delivery to secure in-store appointments. Showrooms in Seattle, Bellevue, and now in Edmonds, or online at soaringheart.com.
Hey, it's Patricia Murphy. It's Wednesday. This is Seattle Now. One of the internet's most popular chefs is now a newly minted Seattleite. In a minute, we'll meet up with Kenji López-Alt and get his first impressions of living and ordering takeout in the city. But first, let's get you caught up. Seattle schools have pushed back the start of in-person classes again. Special education students and preschoolers were set to return tomorrow, but the district and teachers union agreed yesterday to another delay so they can reach a bargaining agreement and return on March 29th. Still no word on when kindergartners or first graders might return. State health officials have adopted the recent CDC guidance for fully vaccinated people. If that's you, you're clear to hang out with your fully vaccinated friends in private indoor spaces without a mask. Just remember, you're in the minority until more people can get a shot. So be cool and wear a mask in public and avoid crowds and poorly ventilated spaces. And apparently, you can have the country's most contaminated nuclear site and still be U.S. News and World Report's best state in America. Yep, Washington took home the honor for the second year in a row. We got high marks for our healthcare, secondary education, booming economy, and infrastructure. Our neighbors in Idaho came in at number 5. Oregon, a little further down at 22.
Hey everyone, this is Kenji López-Alt. I'm here at home. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy and washing your hands.
About a year ago, cookbook author and New York Times columnist Kenji López-Alt started posting videos to his YouTube channel to show home cooks how to make everything from perfect scrambled eggs to simple pasta dishes.
Today I'm going to show you how to make probably the easiest pasta dish around, cacio e pepe. It's kind of like Italian Roman mac and cheese. And if you're looking for the traditional version, I'm probably going to piss off your Italian grandmothers, so just warning you now. Here we go.
In the videos, he straps a GoPro to his head and starts cooking. He transforms a handful of ingredients into a delicious meal in about 15 minutes.
This is one of those recipes that's just so sort of stupid, easy, barely any work at all. You just got to prep your vegetables. So I have these chilies.
His videos regularly get hundreds of thousands of views. They're popular because they're approachable. They've got great tips on how to make your food better through science and punchy flavors.
Get some good chips. All right. Shall we go eat this? Damn. Good guacamole is hard to beat.
Now Kenji has moved from the Bay Area to Seattle, and he's getting to know our food scene. He joined me in the parking lot of the Asian Family Market in the North End. Kenji, thanks for meeting us.
Yeah, thanks. It's going to be fun.
So you're relatively new to Seattle at this point. Tell me about your first impressions of our food scene here.
Oh, it's been great. I mean, I've been doing a couple of sort of deep dives into specific types of food and sort of getting recommendations on social media. But I've discovered there's really good fish and chips all around, that there's very good, surprisingly good bagels.
I'm going to stop you right there.
All right.
I'm from the East Coast, so bagels are very personal to me. I think there are acceptable bagels. Okay.
I'm from New York, and bagels are very important to me also. I think there's some exceptional bagels here. And actually from talking with all the sort of bagel makers around now, it's a relatively new phenomenon. You know what I've really enjoyed is that, growing up on the East Coast and then living in Boston, especially for around 10 years or so, what I liked about the food scene in Boston is that there's a lot of seafood, but it's all kind of casual, whereas I don't know, in New York or even in the Bay Area, it's if you're going out for seafood, you're probably spending more money and you're going to a fancier place. So what I found nice about Seattle is that there's you can get good quality seafood with inexpensive and casual. Well, I guess everything is casual around here, it seems.
We're outside the Asian Family Market in the North End, and I know you like this place. Tell me why.
Well, so when we first moved here, I was finishing up a book that it'll be out next year. It's a book on cooking in a wok. And right when I moved here was around the time I was doing all the photos for it. So basically cooking every recipe in the book for a photo shoot. And so I was here virtually every night because, I mean, it has a huge selection of ingredients, both Western and Asian, and not, you know, it has Chinese, it has Japanese, it has Thai, Korean, Vietnamese. It has all sorts of ingredients, which, and it's kind of just like, I don't know, that's the first thing I do when I move to a big city is like find the good Asian markets, because usually like produce and especially like Asian specialty ingredients, but even produce and seafood you can generally find higher quality and more inexpensive than in Western supermarkets.
Now, I've seen you cook eggs, I've seen you cook pizza and sesame noodles. How do you choose what you're putting on there?
On the channel, It's mainly just whatever I feel like eating and cooking, which is defined partly by me, but also largely by my family. You know, like I have a 4-year-old and my wife, and they both have opinions too. So I don't worry too much about how many views it gets. Like I don't think to myself, oh, what dish do I have to do that people are going to click on? And I can just kind of do what I want, and as long as I'm not expecting too much in return other than just, you know, an outlet to cook and enjoy myself, it works. So I don't worry too much about what I'm going to cook next. I just kind of do it.
I wonder if you've been inspired by anything here in Seattle to cook anything different or Seattle inspired.
Seattle inspired. You know, the one thing that I am eating a lot of right now, because I hear it's a Seattle thing, is teriyaki.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I mean, my family's Japanese, and so, like, for me, like, teriyaki was typically like fish and like a lighter thing, where Seattle has this kind of grilled chicken. It's chicken, right? Is the thing here. So that's kind of a new thing for me. So I might go and eat a lot of teriyaki and then maybe cook some teriyaki for fun. I don't know. I often get inspired by things I eat.
You went to Dick's. Dick's is one of our faves around here. It's personal for a lot of people. Kenji, what do you think?
I thought it was great. I mean, I think you have to go with a certain mindset, right? But for what it is, it's great. Like, it's inexpensive. The people working were super friendly. It was really fast. And, you know, and it reminded me of, like, a lot of fast food places now, like McDonald's. Now it's like, oh, we cook your burgers fresh to order.
Right.
Whereas, you know, when I was growing up, it was always the burgers were in these, like, chutes. And they were all pre-wrapped, and they were in chutes, and they would just grab the next one off. And I remember when they switched to, like, cooking to order, I was like, oh, these don't taste like McDonald's hamburgers anymore because they haven't had that chance to like steam and all the stuff, like all the flavors get together. It's like
the alchemy.
Yeah, it's like the lack of quality of the ingredients really comes through when you can taste them fresh. So Dick's has that kind of thing where it's like the burger feels like it was assembled like 30 minutes ago, but I think it actually makes it work because everything's kind of, I don't know, it just gets this kind of,
yeah, man,
this nostalgic fast food texture that that fresh burgers don't have.
It's Seattle's equivalent of White Castle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm curious because a lot of people watch cooking channels and they watch food demonstrations, but they're actually a little afraid to do the things that they see. There's a whole virtual world that you can just live in vicariously. What do you say to people who are like, I'm just not good in the kitchen?
Well, I mean, I think the first person you need to learn to be kind to is yourself, because nobody's born knowing how to boil an egg, right? Nobody's even born knowing how to boil a pot of water, and so everybody has to learn at some point. Even like great chefs, we're not born great chefs. That's what I kind of like about doing my channel, is that there's no like multiple takes, that if I mess something up, I leave the mess up in it. I don't usually follow any specific recipes. And especially now, just like the really fast, like 1 minute or 2 minute recipes that are just like hands only and barely show you anything or explain any steps. They almost make it look like it's like magic. And it's because it is, because they're not really cooking the thing that they're showing exactly the way they're showing it. They're doing it many times to get it right. And so, I don't know, I think you just need to, well, first of all, like find an inspiration, like a recipe source or an education source where they aren't just telling you, here are the 3 steps you need to do this, where you get a little bit more background information so you understand why you're doing things as opposed to just doing them, because understanding the why is what's going to allow you to sort of troubleshoot and make sure that it works. So find a good source and then, you know, be okay with messing up. It's just food in the end, right? You're going to get another chance to cook again, and it's okay if you mess up.
That's one of the things I actually really appreciate in your videos, is you taught me that ingredients don't have to be exact, that you can put parsley on pizza instead of oregano and whatever's in your fridge, and I really appreciate that freedom to experiment.
Yeah, and the more sort of experience you have with cooking, the easier that kind of stuff becomes, because you can, you know, sort of figure out in your head what things are going to go and how to put them together.
Kenji López-Alt, really good to talk to you. Thank you.
Good to talk to you also.
Appreciate your time.
All right.
You going to go do some food shopping? What are you going to buy?
Well, I could do some food shopping. I don't know.
Seattle Now is produced by Caroline Chamberlain Gomez, Clare McGrane, and Jason Pagano. Matt Jorgensen does our music. I'm Patricia Murphy. See you tomorrow.